That's definitely dead. That's definitely rotten as well. Well, I caught that on camera, didn't I? Alright, hi guys. So, just wandering down to the bluebell wood with the RX-10 and just caught some of the deer just like grazing in this field, and they spotted me, but they weren't too bothered for a while. Then I thought, oh, I'll be sneaky. I'll take a wide berth to the edge of the field and then sneak round. But they were a little bit wise to that, and they've jumped over the fence and buggered off over there. So, don't know where they are. I think they've gone down. There's a stream, and then you've got the bluebells in another wood over there. But for now, I'm going to wander down here. So, got the old mic on. Hopefully that's sounding okay. My voice is still a little bit croaky. It's not too bad now, though. I haven't got the stick on today, the invisible stick. I'm just hand holding the 360 at the minute, but still have the odd coughing fit, which is hilarious. But yeah, I thought I'd come down and photograph some bluebells. The sun has actually just gone in, which is good, because you don't get the harsh differences between bright sunshine and then the shaded parts, which are going to obviously show their colour a bit better. So actually the best time to come down into the bluebell wood is around about dusk, just before. So you end up with, or dawn, so nice and early in the morning, or at the end of the day as well, because you haven't got harsh light. You do get the lovely sunlight coming through the woods, which we may try for later on, but we'll see how we go at the moment. I think they're about as good as they're going to get for now. I'm not really sure how long they will last, but luckily it's only a 250 to 300 metre walk from the house, so I can pop down here nice and easily and just hop up over this old bit of fence that's rotted away. And then wander down. The deer are definitely in here because there's droppings everywhere. But as we can see, we've got some nice bluebells. The trouble with this wood is, I don't think it's been coppiced over the years, apart from bits of tree in my hair. But at the same time, it's quite a messy wood, so it's not the best for photos, really. I'm just going to check the other one out over there as well. It's the next door neighbour's woodland, but we shall see. So there's a nice little single tree there on its own. Looking through there, it's quite blue, which is good. Many colours, and as you noticed, it looks very even at the moment because there's no sun. The sun has gone in, but as soon as that sun comes out, you end up with patches of bright areas, obviously where the sunlight is hitting them. So you kind of have to balance your exposure to kind of get it right. That's why it's better to do it in the evening or at dawn, because your natural light is a lot softer, and as the sun comes up and just beams through, you get a lovely softer light, which is nowhere near as harsh as, say, sort of midday, or a day like today where it's quite not dull, but it's just quite flat light, which is not a bad thing. But some mist and low sun in the morning would look really nice. Obviously at the moment we don't have that, so I just thought I'd pop down. I thought I'd have a mess around with this camera and see what we can capture, really. Be nice to see the deer again if they do wander back round, but we shall see. They're quite skittish, aren't they? So they do like to do their own thing quite quickly and disappear. And their hearing is amazing. I'm not sure about their smell though. Oh, we've got a path here by the looks of it. Join this little pathway. In fact, that's a really obvious one here. They've been, you can see the little bit of deer poop, but they sort of just wander through and they do their own thing. There's another one that's been there for years by the looks of it. But what a beautiful time of the year. So also, I mean, I don't know about around the world about bluebells. I don't know where else they grow. So do you have them in your country? We also get this at the same time. We get wild garlic, which is here. It's literally, you just pick the leaf. You can eat the flowers as well, but this is great for in mashed potato with lamb and things like that. Really nice. Or you can make a really nice pesto with it. So I'm going to show you with the 360 camera, but basically if you stand up, the blue sort of disappears, but if you crouch down, suddenly the blue becomes a lot more intense because you're shooting through a thicker layer of the bluebells as such. So you've got a lot more of them in a smaller area, so they're really quite good for photographing like that. Problem with this one is you've got lots of dead branches and stuff that have fallen down everywhere, so it's a bit messy, which is a shame, but we might be able to find somewhere. Let's have a quick wander through, following this natural wildlife path, which is handy. Just means we don't really tread on them too much. This time of year as well, you get the bugs, which is a little bit annoying. So anyway, that's definitely dead. That's definitely rotten as well. Well, I caught that on camera, didn't I? What did you do today? Just smashed myself on the head with a small tree trunk. There you go. I don't know if it knocked any sense into me. Right. So, yeah, as you can see here, there's lots of little trees everywhere, like little skinny rings. To me, that's either the trees have been coppiced over the years, or they've just been left and they're just growing up from the seeds that these trees, the bigger ones, are actually leaving every year. I don't really know, but there's a lot of small twigs. Some are rotten, some are dead. But we've got a nice bit of blue colour looking back that way with some green leafery as well, which is cool. But I'm going to set the camera up somewhere so you can kind of see me snapping, and I'll sort of talk away what I'm actually doing and what settings I'm using to kind of get the shots. But I just want the sun to come back out for a minute so you can kind of see the difference between now, which is very even light. It's a little bit flat, but it's given us a really even look to the what we're actually looking at, which is good. Compared to if the sun comes out, you'll get patches of overexposed areas which are very bright. Yeah, it is very pretty this time of year. So with wild garlic, wood anemones, bluebells, daffodils and tulips and things like that coming up, there's quite a lot of colour going on with the flowers. Wild ones obviously like this, and we're also starting to see lots of dandelions and these little pink flowers. I'm not really sure what they are, but they seem to be going down the country lanes quite a lot on the side, on the little verges and little banks everywhere. So that's quite interesting. But as you can see here, the lighting coming through at the moment is quite interesting. That we can get some good shots. But I'm going to leave you guys here. You should be able to pick me up and hopefully hear me talking while I wander around. I'm actually going to wander around the other side of the tree because the sunlight's hitting the tree from the other side. So I'm just going to wander around and see what it actually looks like from over there. So I'm just going to follow the path. I see in trouble. Around now, got to that temperature. Oh, there's a frog. Well, I didn't expect to see you in the woodland. Thought you might be in a pond. Are you a bit lost? I just saw it move, guys. That's pretty crazy. He's absolutely dead stationary. We've lost the light. No, we're leaving to it. He's freaking out a little bit, so he's over there somewhere. I think I'd ever see a frog in a bluebell wood. Hopefully you can still hear me. So looking this way, the light is obviously more balanced and even, especially where the tree is almost trying to be silhouetted slightly because of the shadow on the back of it compared to this side, which is lit. I'm actually going to just go down. Let's see. Trouble, things like this tree here are causing trouble because I can't get a particularly good angle. Try and go underneath it, but at the same time, it's not brilliant, which is pretty mad. Anyway, best thing about the RX-10 Mark IV is that basically it can focus very close on things. Oh, some white bells. So if you're at wide angle, so 24mm, you can literally focus up to the hood, the end of the hood, literally, what's that, maybe 25mm, something away from the end of the lens, something like that. And then at 600mm equivalent, you can literally 72cm, so you can get really close with it. Compared to the 200 or 600 on my A1, that can do 2.4 meters. So at 600mm at 2.4 meters or 600mm at 72cm, so you can go really quite close on stuff, which is really cool. Things like butterflies and bees and things like that, you're stood back far enough, they're not too bothered, but you can actually get some good shots of them. With the benefit there as well, you've got the f4 lens, which means plenty of light, but also at the same time, because it's a smaller sensor, you get a little bit more depth. So you benefit for higher shutter speeds because your lens is more wide open, but because you've got a smaller sensor, you naturally get a little bit more depth. So where I'd have to be with, I don't know, even the macro lens 105 or even the G Master 135, I'd have to be at like f8 to get enough depth into the image. At the 600mm, I'd have to be at like, I don't know, f13 or something, which is kind of what the equivalent of depth is on the other camera, on this on the RX-10. So it's really, really, really usable in that respect. So the fact you can get really close to stuff like this white bell here, which is really cool. But you just got to watch out for shadows, which at the moment we're lucky. That we haven't got any. There's a bug here. Oh no, it moved. Where'd he go? Two. Let's go 600mm. I'm going to shoot on that bluebell there. There we go. Now the cool thing about it is because I've locked it at f4, my exposure doesn't change. So at 24mm or at 600mm, my exposure was 1/320th of a second f4, ISO 400. Sorry. So yeah, it works really, really well. Right, Right, let's try and not squash the bluebells, as the path is miles away. So yeah, it's messing around, getting those shots. Like for example, if we want to shoot a nice compressed shot as such, I'll go down low, find some bluebells and shoot through, and you get some really nice bokeh as well. I've just got to find the right one, and it just looks really nice. But then if you want to go wide angle and close, you can still get some nice bokeh, but it just doesn't look, it doesn't have the same impact, even though you do get some nice bokeh, but it's nowhere near the same. So you end up with a really nice soft background, which is really, with lots of colour as well, which is really nice. So that works very, very well. Here's just a quick recap on some of the photos I took. So the deer, unfortunately, it was quite warm, so you end up with a bit of heat haze. And excuse my voice, I've still got a bit of croakiness. Again, these are straight out the camera. Just a bit of heat haze, unfortunately, so they're not as sharp as you hopefully would like, but still there. Here, with a bit of sunshine coming down through the trees, it doesn't look too bad, but still looks a little bit boring. It's sort of lacking more sunshine. This is where I was talking about the overexposure part. The greens tend to look almost white, so it can be difficult to get the shots you want, especially in the wrong time of the day. And again, here, lots of light coming down through the trees. It just doesn't look good. So check out the second video in a minute, and you'll see what I get up to. Here's the frog, which I didn't expect to see in the woods at all, which was kind of cool. And he stayed still relatively long enough for me to get a couple of shots and a bit of video. And a couple of crop shots here. So these are shot at 600mm and then cropped in a bit, so you can see how much detail the RX10 does actually have, and how sharp it is. And again, here the white bells shot there, that was actually at 24mm, but really, really close. So the bokeh is very round and circular in the best background compared to this, which is 600mm, and your bokeh is much softer. The next shot, another 24mm wide angle shot with the bokeh in the distance, very circular, which is quite cool, but still missing something, I think. But that's still quite a heavy crop in, and this one is definitely a big crop in. This is a daisy, so I just wanted to show you straight out of the camera what the RX10 can do, and that's the cropping on the stem of a daisy, and then this is the actual shot. So just thought I'd show you that, guys. Anyway, don't forget to click the subscribe button, little notification bell as well. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and there'll be more coming soon, especially part 2 of this one. So see you soon.